Extreme media. Secrets exposed.
But I have immunity.
Yes.
So we now know. We now know the mentality with which people access and hold on to judicial office in this country to do harm to us with impunity because they have immunity. And we also heard from the British Scotland Yard investigations that a deep search into her emails and phone calls revealed a dishonest quid pro quo with a public official. We now know that judges, magistrates, and public servants are in a dishonest quid pro quo. They are fixing cases behind our backs. Our submissions, our advocacy, traditional, formal advocacy has been rigged. We now know. And we can't hide anymore. Judges are not following the law or the rules of justice. They are fixing cases.
Extreme media. Secrets exposed.
I don't know whether it's fair to reduce our advocacy to one person. I'm just a representative of a community of advocates.
Yes, okay. Maybe I
You
could
get me?
rephrase that.
No, it's not
Yes.
your problem. But I just want to start with that disclaimer
Okay.
that I am a symbol and a representative of a community that demands this style of advocacy now. Okay? I am not self-imposed on the bar. Right? And before I joined the leadership of the bar, I was a member of the bar doing work in community with other activists in the trenches of social justice in this country and beyond. At no point have I been acting alone. You get me? So I want to start with that disclaimer. However, as a visible figure, a tip of the spear, in all the advocacy initiatives and mandates we have undertaken, I have interacted with lots of feedback. I have had some say I'm too loud, too brash, too unapologetic. And I think that's a good thing. Dr. Sarah Nyanzi has explained why it's a good thing to be loud, to be brash, and unapologetic when we are doing this work. Why it's important, especially for women, youth, and other marginalized groups, to fight the power loudly in a brash style and unapologetic manner. I come from that tradition of radical rudeness. But if my advocacy, or if this form of advocacy fails to make people uncomfortable, then it's not succeeding. I'm not doing it right. Extreme media. You get me? Sharon, are you there?
I get you very well.
There is a reason why the Constitution and international law preserved for us the right to insult and annoy. Okay?
Yes.
Those two rights are social goods, they are public goods, and we must access them without apology. In building our democracy, Uganda's legal system, as I've explained to you, isn't a tea party. Okay? It
Yes.
isn't a seminar. Of scientists. Okay? In inquiry about the laws of nature or the laws of physics. No, it's a war zone. It's a war zone where corruption festers, political goons meddle, and the judiciary bends like a reed. If you whisper politely, to these beasts who are devouring justice, you won't get anything done. You must roar. You must roar to get anything in this country, justice system. Or you must bribe. Or you must wield political influence. You must present a state house cheat. So my style, for which I don't apologize, cuts through this noise and confusion. Because it has to. There's no room for half measures and soft words in chasing these hyenas and kittens of complacency that have kept us shackled for too long. Many people, weaklings, cowards, corrupt people are seeking to join Uganda's judiciary. To attain immunity, you had the judge in London. You had the judge when they were telling her you have committed a crime. What was her first word? Sharon, are you there?
I'm there.
What did she say?
She said I have immunity.
But I have immunity.
Yes.
So we now know. We now know the mentality with which people access and hold on to judicial office in this country to do harm to us with impunity because they have immunity. And we also heard from the British Scotland Yard investigations that a deep search into her emails and phone calls revealed a dishonest quid pro quo with a public official. We now know that judges, magistrates, and public servants are in a dishonest quid pro quo. They are fixing cases behind our backs. Our submissions, our advocacy, traditional, formal advocacy has been rigged. We now know. And we can't hide anymore. Judges are not following the law or the rules of justice. They are fixing cases by phone call, in emails, in meetings, it's dishonest. We now know that dishonesty festers. So critics of our method are also dishonest when they clutch their pearls and they say that we're alienating people. Which people are we alienating? Which people are we alienating? These people have chosen a side to privilege power and privilege over justice. They have chosen to utilize their legal qualification against the interest of Uganda deliberately. They will only be dragged back to the straight and narrow by a different form of advocacy. Submissions, speeches, and luncheons won't cut it. These people you say we're alienating, they are the ones who are causing with the status quo. They are profiting from a broken system. The events in London have been quite illuminating. So for me, speaking for myself, I refuse to be here to coddle anyone. I will use the last energy and breath in me to wake up a nation. I will offer myself as a kitchen to cook these judges, magistrates, and public officials properly until they become either a good meal or totally charred and thrown into the dustbin of history. And I thank God that London happened in the era of the radical new bar. Because some people were almost succeeding in saying that we are falsely accusing judges of things that are not true. Now we know that none of the judges today can pass a test of integrity if the format of hiring was clear. They have skeletons. They have dishonest quid pro quos in their career path, which they prevent us from interrogating by getting hired in darkness and maintaining their jobs through a judicial service commission that doesn't interrogate and investigate in time. They are in a dishonest quid pro quo with the executive, with the legislature, with the corporate to cheat the people. So our advocacy, or my advocacy, is a rudimentary weapon. Which I daily try to improve so that it can be sharp and effective. It's not a decoration. Some people want me to wear robes, suits, look good fitting. No, we're not here as a decoration. Look good in pictures for those who will come later. No. The purpose of my advocacy is to unleash the fire in my belly, which I have got for now until I expire. I want no fire left in me when it's time to meet my Creator. I want to have poured it on those who deserved it. Sharon, I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, Mr. President, you have answered according to how I phrased the question. So my next conversation is based on a minute. What are some of the initiatives the Law Society has in place to address the challenges it is facing in courts. We could call these, according to our topic, the annoying truth, the Interpol issue, the apology, and other nonsense that may hinder the advocacy that you're from explaining to the listeners on the space, which bring about judicially issues in the justice system and the legal profession. What are some of these initiatives that the Uganda Law Society has in place to tackle this? And according to our topic today, which is the annoying truth, in my view, is the challenges that you have so far faced, in my observation as a young lawyer, are these hindrances, which are the other nonsense, the you should apologize, the annoying truth, like it is the truth, but it annoys the people who don't want to hear it.
Let me be blunt.
Yes.
As I shared with you, when you asked for this, for me, what you call challenges, I call nonsense.
Okay.
Interpol, apology, this is nonsense. This is Uncle John nonsense. Okay? I told you my life story that I remember my Uncle John gasping in the sitting room and pointing at me as the kid with a problem, diagnosing me with diarrhea and all sorts of things. Are you getting me? And
I'm getting you very
getting
well.
everybody to laugh at me.
Mm. Mm.
Making a humor or something. I don't know. You engaged in these adult games. I was a child. I was seeing. I thought this was normal behavior. Normal
Behavior.
behavior among adults. Until I realized that actually, until Uncle John himself confessed to me that adults engage in abuse of power, and that's normal for adults. And fellow adults support them in abusing power
Abusing
because
power.
they must save face. So for me, the judicial establishment in Uganda reacting in the way it is doing to our proper
The
program is just, it reminds me of Uncle John
okay.
farting, gassing, and blaming it on me, his favorite nephew, because he knew that he could count on my loyalty and unwavering fidelity. He knew
Yes.
he could count on the chains of decorum in which I was raised. When they say go outside, you go because you are the youngest in the room. You go and go back to the toilet and stay there for some time and finish your business and come back when you want to destroy our air. I figured this was just, maybe it's actually true. Maybe you can guess without knowing. Until I discovered, and Uncle John was kind enough to confess before he died, that was abuse of power. So the system is shocked and therefore it must fight. Okay? It must gas. But no judge or magistrate is willing for the time being to accuse the Chief Justice of gassing and fighting. So they will find a scapegoat. And they will engage in scapegoating until it's too late for them. And I hope they understand that a judiciary is part of an international body of justice workers. Uganda isn't a pariah where you can operate on domestic principles that are in consonance with the rule of law as it is universally known, with democracy as it is universally known, with justice as it is universally known. Okay? So I am aware that the leadership of the bar and the membership of the bar, and when I say leadership of the bar, I mean more than those in council. Council and those perpendicular lawyers at the bar who care about stability and path to prosperity have taken initiatives to respond appropriately to the embarrassments we see. And some of these things involve suits which they have filed against each arrest warrant. I think the arrest warrant issued by Justice Sekana has been challenged in the Court of Appeal. An appeal has been filed on my behalf by a very senior lawyer and Mr. Peter Walubiri, working together with others the team is leading. They have also filed an application to stay the execution of that warrant in the High Court, Civil Division. But you will be surprised, or maybe you won't be surprised, to learn that there has been no judge in the Civil Division to hear an application that was filed a month ago. I don't know whether any judges are going to be deployed there. I don't know how a civil division of a country can be unmanned for more than 2 months. But these are the vagaries we deal with. How can a civil division lack judicial resources for an extended period of time? How can the judiciary think that the people of Uganda are so inconsequential that their disputes can linger until they sort themselves out? They sort their careers. You see, the judiciary currently is going through a wave of jostling for jobs, promotions, transfers, and those things. So their energies are wasted, have been wasted since the beginning of the year on those things. First in conferences, then in jostling for jobs, promotions, fighting amongst themselves. And the government uses these waves, to get a reprieve. So I am also told that the arrest warrant, which was issued by the Uganda Chief Magistrates Court, is the subject of a pre-existing revision case in the High Court and applications in the High Court Criminal Division to have it stayed. But the magistrate at the Uganda Road Court has chosen to be defiant, recalcitrant, and intransigent, oblivious to the business in the High Court, meaning the High Court has placed that magistrate under investigation and supervision. That magistrate was reported to the High Court for violating law and the norms of justice in handling a case against me, a private prosecution case against me before him. But he continues to act in parallel to the High Court. That's the matter for again the judiciary. Why is that magistrate not called to order? Those are some of the failures we critique about. I am restrained or constrained in how far deeply I can go in critiquing these people, because I am the subject of that particular litigation. But it goes without saying that the stream of justice in this country is contaminated.
Mr. President,
Yes.
sorry I hope I'm not cutting you short.
Go ahead.
In regards to the same, what is your view on Interpol and the apologies issue and the what has been going on online that's about the women's rights in regards to the whole issue and scenario surrounding the fact that some people were saying that you should apologize and you do not respect women's rights, and what is your view about the whole scenario? And also
Okay.
another
Let,
online.
let me first deal with that. Hold
Okay,
on, both
okay.
as you've asked a number of
Okay,
questions.
okay, sorry.
You see, I have told you before that our critics who clutch their pearls and say, we have violated women's rights, we have not shown decorum to the courts, we are alienating these people. I have told you before that these people are dishonest. And they are already cozy with the status quo. They are profiting from the broken system and they wish to maintain their power, their profit. Okay? Their friendships. They are engaged in dishonest quid pro quos. They don't declare them, first and foremost. So they use their prestige to avoid going to the root of the problem. In this particular scenario, I would like to say, as I told you before, that I am an adherent of the radical rudeness as a lubricant of democracy and good governance. Do you understand what I mean by that phrase? Hello?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Do you understand radical rudeness?
Yeah, the radical is you're handling the root of the matter, like you are the cause, not like you must say the truth, even though it annoys someone, even though it does not annoy someone, as long as you tackle the issue that you intend to tackle, in my own words,
Yes.
my own understanding.
Allow me entreat you to an article online. I think it's available online. It's called Radical Rudeness, Ugandan
Okay.
Social Critiques in the 1940s by Carol Summers.